JK Pioneer, Hernani 475 Park. Hope I said that right. Love the Ghost Rider thumbnail, by the way. Sleepies, or Sleepy SZ. Loyalty 2324. And Vegas Stacker 702. All take the first yesterday in a 5-way tie. Take a second to hit that like button, friendo, and help grow the 1000 community. Pull up a hot cup if you got one. I sure know I need mine today. This hombre is muy cansado. And I mean muy. I do my cold walks at night to fill the deficit of steps I may not have accrued during the workday. And I awake hours before work to make a video. Every night I ponder my health, and every morning I ponder my finances. I've been reading your comments, and I want to make sure that you're as optimistic as I am. Friendo of mine, I'm concerned about you raising me up with your likes and comments so that I can become powerful and destroy your enemies and take over the world. I'm concerned that you might not be ready for it, nor do you think it's possible. I know it sounds a bit ominous, but I assure you, I'm a good Titan, and our quest is noble. I hope you're comfortable with rapid success and winning. I know it sounds ridiculous, but many are not. They are so quick to self-sabotage once they get going. Or even worse, like I said, they don't even think it's possible, so they don't get going. So, I've comprised a list to stoke your optimism. I'm just gonna ask that you keep your cool when your cup overfloweth, and more importantly, you don't quit. While you have the abundance, is the time to be accumulating even more abundance. You don't fix the roof while it's raining. You fix it while it's sunny. If not you, then who? If you are a moral, hardworking person with empathy, then the world is better off if the resources are with you. But I'm gonna need you to know that it's possible. So on to that list I've comprised. I asked the ChatGPT to list some ways an uneducated average person can become very wealthy. Let's not fear the AI technology, friendo. Let's use it to our advantage. If you don't, others will. All right, I better get to it or I'm gonna be here all day. Becoming very wealthy as an average or uneducated person is possible through a combination of hard work, strategic decision-making, and resourcefulness. Here are some ways to achieve it. Number 1, entrepreneurship. Identify a need and solve it. Find a gap in the market or a problem people are willing to pay to solve. Examples include starting a cleaning service, handyman business, or catering company. Start small. Begin with limited capital and scale up as your business grows. Be relentless. Many successful entrepreneurs like Richard Branson didn't have formal education, but relied on grit and vision. Remember, AI is not perfect, so let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you agree or disagree with this list of some ways an uneducated average person can become very wealthy? Oh, and if you don't know who Richard Branson is, he's an entrepreneur billionaire. I think he was even knighted, and he's uneducated. So, if you're uneducated, you don't have an excuse. I'll continue. Number 2 of ways an uneducated average person can become very wealthy. Invest in real estate. I'll insert here that this is not financial advice. I'm just reading a list. All right, invest in real estate. Flipping houses. Buy undervalued properties, renovate them, and sell for a profit. Rental properties. Build passive income by renting out properties. Start small. Consider house hacking. Renting out parts of your home to build initial capital. Have you even heard of house hacking? I haven't. Well, I guess we've heard it here first. I'm probably gonna look up some videos on that today. You did hit that like button, right? I appreciate your support, friendo. I'll continue. Number 3 of ways an uneducated average person can become very wealthy. Master a trade or skill. Learn high-demand trades like plumbing. I'm gonna stop right there. If you do not know how valuable a plumber is right now, I think it's like hundreds of dollars just for them to stop by and look at something. Not fix it, just to take a look. This is where we're at now because so many people chase worthless degrees, no one can fix a sink or a toilet. I believe wholeheartedly if that plumber knows how to invest their earnings, they could indeed become very, very wealthy. Of course, I believe if you work at fast food and you know how to invest your earnings, you can become very, very wealthy. But no doubt, more income for a savvy investor, better. If you listen to this and you do become a plumber, just remember the main rule. Don't bite your fingernails. All right, let me continue with the master a trade or a skill. Learn high-demand trades like plumbing, electrical work, or welding. These professions can lead to 6-figure incomes and even business ownership. Over time, expand into managing a team or running your own company. Let me know what you think about this one in the comments below. If there's a plumber watching, by all means, chime in. Or any tradesman. Let me know what you think. All right, let's continue to the 4th way an uneducated average person can become very wealthy. Invest wisely. Start small. Even with modest savings, you can invest in stocks, index funds, or cryptocurrency. This is true. You could have been pumping people's gas 10 years ago, and if you were buying cryptocurrency, you're probably rich. I'll continue. Consistency. Regularly reinvest your earnings for compounding growth. I forget who said it, but if you don't understand the rules of compounding, then they're being used against you. My advice, learn about compounding if you already do not. I'm sure you do. Oh, awesome audiobook on YouTube, which is probably still free. Just type in audiobook and then type in the compound effect. I think it's like 4 or 5 hours. You should check it out if you have not already. I have no affiliation with it. I just love it and read it often. It's a great book and I recommend it. All right, I'll continue under Invest Wisely. Educate yourself. Learn basic investment principles through free or low-cost resources. Again, like I just said, you can type in audiobook and the subject on YouTube, and lots of free audiobooks do pop up. Although there's lots of AI ones in there now, but some of them are actually pretty great too. All right, let's continue. The number 6th way an uneducated average person can become very wealthy. Work in sales. It reads, sales positions, particularly in real estate, insurance, or high-ticket items, often pay based on performance. Hard work and a knack for persuasion can lead to high earnings. Let me know what you think about this one in the comments below. I agree. You can go from rags to riches pretty fast in sales, although you might look down at your moral compass and it may be spinning. I found it very easy to lose yourself in that world. But at the time, I don't think I was ready for that type of success. I mean, money was just pouring on me. I was young, and I really liked alcohol and bars. At the time, a high income was just like throwing gasoline on a fire that was already there. Not good. I'll probably be in sales again one day. The job I have now does not pay a lot, but I really like the people and my surroundings. And if you have a long work history, you know that that is pretty rare. And the practice is not that unheard of. I mean, Michael Jordan took a pay cut to stay on the Bulls. If you're listening to this and you do not have much and you do not have any hope, go into sales. And don't just go into it. Study it. If you give yourself to it 100% in time, you will be forged into a money-making machine. And you can thank me later by giving me some of it. Just remember what I said about that moral compass. All right, let's continue. The 7th way an uneducated average person can become very wealthy. Yes, it's possible. According to our AI robot here, be an opportunist. It reads, spot trends early and act. For instance, early adopters of cryptocurrency or e-commerce platforms saw massive returns. I'll say, if you're an investor and you look 4 to 5, 6 years out or so, and not with your face against the screen looking for a quick profit from a day trade, you can find forums, information, even your own brain will work differently if you look 4 or 5 years out or so. Ideas very well may come to you. You may spot trends of where you think the world is headed and how things are going to be and what people are going to need. And for a brief moment, your crystal ball may become uncloudy, nice and clear. And you have the chance to invest early. And this is also great if you don't have a lot of cash. It will give you some time to get into that position. Each week, each month, little by little, you accumulate this on the cheap, whatever it may be. And when the world finally catches up, you sell at a very much higher price. We all pretty much have a smartphone nowadays. You can look up videos or read about new technologies and innovations. That's right, you can look these things up. You can type it in a search. You don't just have to take whatever the algorithm is feeding you. But you can look up these new innovations and technologies instead of watching videos on politics or just the crud that everyone seems to talk about all the time. I'm guilty of it, but I try to minimize it. So remember this whenever you're enjoying cheap entertainment, because it could be at the cost of true foresight into the future, which is extremely valuable, and such a treasure should not be squandered. Don't be another wasted talent, thousandaire. You know, I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I'm really enjoying my work this morning, and I'm going to suggest that you maybe share this with someone who could maybe use a little optimism. We have so many resources in this modern world to become not just successful, but hyper successful. Let me tell you something about cash and fiat. It is not scarce. It may seem that way to you right now. I guess a big factor is where you are. In some places, they're practically just giving it away. And in others, your safety could be compromised for pittance. I'm not claiming I have it all figured out, but I'm starting to. You know, I think this video is stoking my optimism. I'm right here with you going over this list. My intention was to arm you with possibilities and understanding, and it's starting to work on me too. By the way, if you're still here, please leave me some feedback on this video. I'm curious what you think. Also, mix it up with the other thousandaires in the comments below. Which reminds me of the 8th way an uneducated average person can become very wealthy. Network and build relationships. Surround yourself with ambitious, successful people. Networking can open doors to lucrative opportunities. I say it all the time, friendo. Your network is your net worth. If you are highly productive and you surround yourself with other highly productive people, well, there's that compounding again I was talking about earlier. I'll continue. Find mentors who can guide you and provide insight into your building wealth. I have a couple mentors, and to be honest, I could use another one. Be careful out there, though. A lot of people are just playing the part. Make sure you vet them. Make sure they have already made it to where you want to be. And when you find them, try to listen more than you talk. And be respectful of their time. Remember, you're benefiting from them. They're not necessarily benefiting from you, although they probably get the warm and fuzzies helping you out. And remember, knowledge is the most valuable thing, not handouts. All right, man, this is taking a while. The 9th way an uneducated average person can become very wealthy. I'm enjoying this list. That's why I'm not cutting it short. All right, I'll continue. Number 9, frugality and smart money management. Live below your means and save aggressively. Reinvest your savings into opportunities that generate returns. It sounds so simple because it is. Now, personally, I don't believe that frugality is the engine that takes us there, but I do believe it is the efficiency part of that engine that gives us that high performance. Don't get me wrong. Frugality is very, very important, but you want to be earning. And remember this saying, penny wise, pound poor. Some people try to cut costs on things that will ultimately cost them. Cost them more, I mean. All right, here's the last one. The last way an uneducated average person can become very wealthy. Number 10, persistence and hard work. Many wealthy individuals achieved success through sheer determination, working multiple jobs and dedicating years to building their wealth. Yeah, so blatant stubbornness. If you can't find a way around it, just go through it, I guess. I hope there was something on this list that gave you enthusiasm and optimism. And more importantly, I hope there's something on this list that may get you to apply yourself. And I'm guessing there's multiples. I think if you use more than one of these, you're going to be really well off. Well, I'm happy about this one. I hope you hit that like button. And again, please leave a comment below. I want to read some comments, especially if you have examples how some of these things have worked for you or someone else. Let's get wealthier, thousandaires. Let's get uncomfortably wealthier. If others become uncomfortable with your success, make them more uncomfortable. But do not sacrifice yourself for someone else's petty emotions. All right, I'm gonna get off my soapbox and get my chores done today. If you're new here and you're still here, subscribe, okay? Obviously, this is for you. Don't leave it up to chance me being in your feed every day. Secure it. And I'll see you tomorrow, because that's it. That is it! Thousandaire Radio, wicked shout.